What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the new superhero gameplay teasers, what's coming to Warzone, and some other surprise content that we all need. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, from now until July 14th, code Dynamite has been boosted to save you now 15% off any order over at Apex Gaming PCs. You could choose from any of the pre-builds we put together for you guys, which are also fully customizable. That's the nuclear, bombshell, and detonated builds, or you can build your own PC from scratch and finance it for as little as $67 a month and have it built and expedited and shipped within a good 48 hours. This is great if you want to get into the world of gaming on a PC, content creation, etc. Check out Apex Gaming PCs with the link down below in this video's description. Also got plenty of coverage going up on Detonated's Twitter, live tweeting everything going on with every single COD game mode, and also, of course, plenty of articles going up over at detonated.com. That is a brand new news outlet that I went ahead and founded to expand on all the coverage that you're seeing here on this channel. But with that, I'll be live in the next couple of hours here for Season 4 Reloaded's launch, covering the brand new patch notes, the raid, other content that releases, and expect plenty of videos also dropping while I'm still streaming, plus some other shorts coming up in the next couple of hours. But with that, for those out there wondering what's going on with the release dates for the Izzy bundle or even the Throwback Audio 2-pack, as of right now, no release dates are known for either of those two bundles, but I'm sure the usual suspects are going to end up posting a full leaked bundle schedule over on Twitter in the next couple of days, if not weeks. But I'll keep you guys posted with that one for those out there that are interested in some of the cosmetic sides of COD 2.0. Again, bundles might not be your thing, but quite a few people out there do care about them, and I'll cover them as they're relevant in the news, of course. But I also wanted to bring up the fact that as of right now, nothing has been mentioned in regards to a potential live reveal event for COD 2023 inside of Warzone. Previously, Insider Gaming did report on the fact that Modern Warfare 3 will be revealed inside of a live Warzone event at some point on August 1st, which is the day before Season 5 is set to launch. As of now, nothing has been confirmed or teased in the blog post, the roadmap, nothing of that nature, but with the release of the patch for Season 4 Reloaded, the usual suspects might find evidence to support that event has been added to the game's files, in which people out there are definitely going to know about whether or not an event is happening pretty soon over on the internet. So I'll keep you guys posted with what's going on with that supposed reveal event, which again might happen in the next couple of weeks. If you guys are not happy with the amount of content that got added into our mid-season 4 update, and if you're like, oh, it's just a bunch of bundles and boys crossover collabs, I get that, but don't forget Season 5 is only a good, 20 days away, let alone a potential reveal event for the next Call of Duty as well. So quite a bit is still happening here towards the end of the summer. But a little under a day ago, Call of Duty did go ahead and post some little gameplay teaser trailers for the new superhero abilities you'll get with the brand new Temp V field upgrade, which I already talked about a bit in previous videos, but we do have these new GIFs they posted on Twitter, which I wanted to show you guys, that perfectly does emphasize what each ability does do. So if you go ahead and find this Temp V field upgrade, again, you can find it all throughout every playlist of Warzone. That also includes DMZ, but just not ranked play. It's going to be more rare to find in DMZ, but in terms of Warzone, if you do go ahead and come across the charge dump ability, you can traverse the map quickly and deal some damage on your landing, which is going to be crazy for trick shotting. We have the electric shockwave, where you can send an electric explosion that injures enemies and destroys vehicles and equipment. Going to be cool to see how that could affect the Bullfrog boss over in Vondel DMZ, who again drives the vehicle the entire time. We then have the laser vision ability, where you can fire a laser beam that lasers through enemy targets in whatever direction they are looking. So that's going to be pretty frustrating. Imagine getting to a final circle, seeing an enemy and just laser beaming them instantly, even if the other player might have been better than you. That's a guaranteed win right there. But lastly, we have the teleport ability, which will warp the player straight up into the air as if you just used a redeploy drone. That's going to be helpful for, again, some crazy situations where you go up against multiple people at once, or maybe you're last live on your squad and you're just trying to make sure that you traverse your way around the map and not get into a crazy altercation. You could use it to your advantage and possibly get a dub out of that. So those are going to be the superhero abilities that, again, will come with the Temp V field upgrade, which you can find in nearly all Warzone playlists. And again, that'll only be something that you can find from now until the start of Season 5, which is supposedly August the 2nd. Now, you guys are probably concerned with how this could affect core gameplay, and you probably believe that they should have ended up adding in a separate playlist for these abilities. I get where you're coming from with that one, but again, because Season 4 Reloaded is such a short amount of time, there's a very short window where these abilities will be active before Season 5 starts. I don't see an issue with this being an all playlist for a good, 2.5 weeks-ish. I don't really have a problem with it, but let's see how all this is balanced when the mid-season update does go live as of today. And if any changes are needed, I'm sure the studios out there will end up nerfing the ability to find this field upgrade, or might end up doing a separate playlist for the abilities themselves. Who knows how this is going to be received by the community once everything does release in all playlists. But considering that we're getting that new meta Rose 5.0 skin, which is the Black No R pack, in the next couple of weeks, that's also going to be something that, when paired with this new Temp V field upgrade, might make Warzone 2 pretty frustrating. captivating. So we'll just have to wait and see how that all pans out. But in terms of what's coming at DMZ, right? If you guys are wondering, well, what's going on with DMZ specifically, right? Quite a bit got added to the mode at the beginning of Season 4, but is anything going to be added to DMZ with our mid-season update? Well, as you can see here with our little recap over on Detonated's Twitter, this is all we know as of now that is dropping inside of DMZ. There could, of course, be other surprises, which we'll talk about in a minute, but as of now, what's been confirmed in the blog post and even some other Twitter posts is that we have a new plea for help option coming into the game. Not sure exactly how that's going to work. We have new assimilation mechanics, which is going to be helpful for possibly facing off against platoons, which are 6-man squads in DMZ, or an ability to maybe assimilate in a bit of a different way. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how that's going to work out, and also a brand new hunt contract, which is coming, which is really going to change how PvP works inside of any type of DMZ match, and apparently we're also going to be getting more bug fixes and other usual stuff that we'd all expect from the patch notes, of course. But as I covered in my video talking about the boys collaboration, the operator packs, and the other bundles that got confirmed for the rest of Season 4, we're going to have a few bundles that drop featuring some DMZ benefits, whether it's having a guaranteed 2-plate vest when you spawn in with that operator, whether it's spawning in with a UAV every single time with that character that you chose. So we're still going to have DMZ benefits inside of bundles, and as long as they continue to sell, I'm sure more of these kind of bundles will be available for the remainder of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. But if you guys are like, wait, DK, is that really all that's coming to DMZ? I want to propose something that is totally possible and may end up dropping as of today, but if not, something that I expect to see at the beginning of Season 5 or at some point after that, and that is the return of the blueprint builds, which we saw one of those for Season 3 Reloaded with the release of Koshai Complex. Now, that was a really cool new quest or form of replayability that we didn't have previously in DMZ or really any other mode we've ever had in Call of Duty, and I think that would be something cool to see every mid-season update where, aside from getting either a new DMZ map or an overhaul or an expansion to the experience, you get a blueprint build that you have to go ahead and find through, what, 5 or 6 parts on a specific map. So we, of course, have the AK-47 blueprint mod that we can find over on Koshai Complex. You have to find, I think, 6 parts for it, and you'll then unlock the Heated Madness blueprint, which looks phenomenal, but right now we only have one blueprint build, and it's for one map, and it's arguably the most difficult map inside of DMZ, so I think it would be healthy to see maybe every other update you get a blueprint build added to one of the DMZ maps. I think right now it makes sense to get one for Vandal, and then in future title updates you can get one for some of the older maps like Al Mazrah, Building 21, even Ashika. It would be cool to see something like that because I think it adds an extra layer of replayability and just an extra grind on top of just playing a DMZ map to do faction missions or for PvP or for weapon cases. That's a cool new grind that we can go for that I hope also comes back in the next iteration of Outbreak, let's say, for the next Black Ops game, where you can have more to do and more to grind for, if anything, permanent rewards that you can then use in also any other game mode you're choosing, multiplayer, Warzone, etc. But as I covered in my video where I did show you how to build the Heated Madness blueprint in Koshai Complex, it feels like, if anything, this is kind of the replacement, the system that is, for the weapon vaults that got introduced briefly before the launch of Modern Warfare 2, right? If you pre-order the Vault edition of the game, even if you buy it right now, you get access to one of the weapon vaults inside of MW2, which I think at the time served its purpose, since during the beta window, there was no ability to max out a weapon and use certain attachments, so it's kind of like a cheat code to have a decked out, fully maxed out weapon that was kind of like a pay-to-win advantage, so to speak, for those that got the Vault edition of the game pre-ordered at the time, and it was cool to be able to have access to a weapon that was that powerful. But now, is there really any point in dropping any more weapon vaults, right? A weapon with decked out attachments, and I know you can interchange the attachments without changing the look of the blueprint itself, something that we also would have hoped to see with Mastercrafts in games like Cold War, even Vanguard, but we never saw that. Weapon vaults seem like a fix for that concern, but if anything, now I could see why they probably won't do any more of those. They probably take a long time to make, and I think a better replacement for them is doing the weapon vaults, where you can go in and find a couple of pieces, and then that can craft the blueprint you can use in every single game mode. That to me is probably something better that they can come up with instead of just more weapon vaults. Now, in terms of what is left for Warzone in Season 4 Reloaded, again, we'll be talking more about this on stream later today. You'll be seeing plenty of gameplay of this on several different streams or videos you might watch. We're going to be seeing Battle Royale support added into Vandal. This is, again, it is a mid-sized map, along with the opening of the Gulag for the map itself if you guys do end up dying over in matches of Vandal BR. They're also introducing us to the new Warzone playlist map rotation for Resurgence. So for those out there familiar with Warzone 1, you're obviously aware there was a rotation between Rebirth and Fortune's Keep. I think it was every week or so, and that got frustrating for some people out there who preferred one map over another. But as they confirm in the recent blog post, looking at Call of Duty's 2-decade-long history and its future, a map rotation system, rotating Resurgence playlist, is something that's going to be introduced in Warzone Season 4 Reloaded for Resurgence modes only, not Battle Royale. After a certain amount of time specified in game, the rotating Resurgence playlist will shift from Vandal to Ashika and and vice versa for a given squad size. Simply grab your squad or just fly solo and get ready to switch gears when your Resurgence AO shifts from Ashika to Vandal and back again. I think that's fine considering the fact that Vandal's gonna have BR support. There'll likely always be at least one playlist available for Vandal, maybe just not Resurgence though. There might be a BR playlist active and then a Resurgence one after that, vice versa. So if anything, I think you'll still have access to all maps at one given time, just not all game modes for all maps at one given time, if that makes any sense. We're also gonna be seeing the return of the Occupation Scan public event in matches. Again, that could be a little frustrating when you come across one of those events like that where everybody out there has to go prone or else they're going to be marked on the mini-map. That was pretty crazy in matches of Rebirth back in the day. So let's see how that translates over into maps like Ashika and even Vandal. We're also going to be seeing a brand new contract in Warzone 2, which is the Signals Intelligence contract. And let me correct myself though, it's already a contract available in DMZ, but just not BR and Resurgence. That's now coming into every match of Warzone, whether it's BR or Resurgence. So what you have to do is go ahead and hack 3 contract phones. But the contract is now fine-tuned for BR and Resurgence, so you are on the clock to get these phones as quick as you can to try to stay alive and keep the cash flow going. Unlike in DMZ, we have a little bit more time to actually go ahead and beat that. And lastly, we're also going to be seeing the portable redeploy drones added into the game itself. And the image for the redeploy drone looks pretty damn sick, the portable one that is. So it'll act as a field upgrade if you go ahead and find it. But as they wrote here in the blog post, unlike the personal redeploy drone in the past, the portable one can only be employed by a single operator instead of using cables attached to a drone. An operator hangs onto the drone itself in order to fly high into the air. That looks really damn fun to do, and it says that this Vandal only field upgrade will not be available in DMZ, so operators heading into extraction zones should use those boots on the ground or a vehicle instead. So I like how they balance that for just BR and Resurgence on Vandal exclusively, but maybe at some point they'll add these into maybe Al Mazrah and Ashika as well. But that is about it. This has been DkDynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the brand new updates coming into Warzone and DMZ? How are you feeling about the potential return of weapon builds in the future, as well as the brand new superhero gameplay teasers we got on Twitter? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.